Okay, I think I have this iPad set up. I think I'm gonna try and show you guys what's going on over here. Just keep in mind, it's a little harder for me to read the chat while I'm drawing, so just be prepared for that, guys. I'm definitely gonna do my best. This is a scene you guys might kind of see coming if you're familiar with, well, it's kind of similar to what you see in the original comic, but it's very different. I tried to keep everything feeling familiar, but like it's different enough that it's like definitely a reboot, but in a good way. Sometimes we need a reboot for these things. He's got a little bit too sharp of a chin there. Oops, too small of a chin. That's good. How do I switch to my eraser? Cameraman will release when the lettering is done, and right now we're waiting on a couple things from the editor to look at. We have some notes on the lettering process, and then once those lettering changes are made, I'll be shipping out the digital versions for everybody. And the Secrets of Cameraman PDF is going to take a little bit longer for me to make. It's still coming, but I just want to take some time working on it. I don't want it to be like a rush job, and the comic took a little bit longer to make than I expected it to, so just want to get one thing out at a time. As you can see, we kind of got our hands full. It's just me for the most part working on a lot of this stuff. Also, I think it's Bonita Throckmorton. You can see a lot of the comic, a lot of the original comic in the I sent my superhero to Marvel comics. A lot of that comic is in that video as well. So if you want to read it, probably just pause and read it there too. It's not as good quality, and it's not like the fully rebooted version, but you can at least see what the story is. It's also available on my YouTube store. If you go to my channel and click shop or store, one of those. One of those. Okay. I'm not feeling great about these eyebrows. I think I want to like keep going. I can't look at the chat too much. If we get like super chats or whatever, I'm gonna make sure I read those, but okay. Actually, you know what? Let's do this. I'm gonna fill this in so I can go crazy with. Yo, Andrew! Welcome to the chat, guys. Andrew's here, writer of the Cameraman comic. We're currently working on Cameraman number 2 right now. Appreciate it, man. Thanks for stopping by. Oops. What am I doing here? Oh, I think that might be the back wall. We're not going to mess with that. Okay, and then we're going to do... Let's do that. Have you guys seen the new video that came out? The Heroes Explained video. Wanted to know what you guys thought of that video. I'm happy with how it turned out. It actually was a little bit easier to make than I thought it was going to be. I mean, obviously a lot of that's because I've already worked on some of the story. So it wasn't like I was coming up with it for the first time, but I hope that it was enjoyable for you guys. I wanted those of you guys who had already heard the stories of the characters to have something new to look at. So I was like, let me try new artwork for everyone. And like, for characters like Aqua Ray, like they really needed that. So I'm glad that it worked out. Okay, so we're gonna try, I think that this is gonna work, but let's see. I think that's just gonna have to be okay for now, I think. Excuse me. I'm working on, I'm gonna have to buckle up and start working on the villains video here soon. part of me wants to change things about how I edited the video, but we'll see how much I actually end up changing by the time it's ready to come out. Where is my sketch here? Oh, here we go. Yeah, okay, that's what we want. So let me just doop, and then, yeah, there we go. Oops. What brush do I use? I use a custom brush that I made. It's honestly like pretty simple looking. It's not that different than like a calligraphy brush in Procreate, but okay. Let's put this behind the, oh, let's see. This needs to go behind all of this. There we go. I keep making sure I'm layering everything correctly. Oops. These profile angles are really hard to draw for me. I think this one's turning out okay, though. It's tough. It's tough. Let me see what I can do with this. Looks okay. Okay. Do you plan to make the series with a darker tone later in the future, or do you plan to keep it PG forever? I think there are characters like Bullet Boy that will remain PG. If not like super family friendly, like it's not gonna get like violent, you know what I mean? Like I don't think that's the point of a character like Bullet Boy. Like, I mean, despite the name, obviously, but I like to think of his Bullet Boy-ness being more a reference to how fast he is than any use of actual bullets. You know what I mean? We already got Deadpool for that, and like Punisher and like other gun-wielding heroes. I think that earlier on I was like, I wanted to try and make it work, but honestly I just don't think it really fits the character to be like actually wielding a weapon. It's not really the vibe. And plus, like, whenever I go to draw the character, I would never show him wielding his weapon. So I think that, like, this series is gonna be attempt to make it work in the way that I think it can. I'm actually gonna work with this mouth here a little bit. Something's not working right with it. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for hanging out in here and chilling on this fine. I almost said Thursday night. It's gonna be Friday tomorrow. That's like very like how anime does it. Oops. Let's see if I can get away with one of these. Ugh. Something about it just was so weird. That's fine, I think. I might come back and fix it up a little bit. Something I'm really trying to do with how I'm working on this comic is just, like, keep going, you know what I mean? Don't get too caught up in, like, you know, something's not perfect yet. That's all right. Come back around. We'll figure it out later. I'm really just trying to get this done in a good way, you know? Like, keep moving. Don't, like, sit in, like, is it perfect? Is it just right yet? I think something, and I said this before, but I keep saying to myself, like, I had just really enjoyed that as a kid, I made that Bullet Boy comic. It's not perfect. In fact, there's a lot of things wrong with it. But I made it, and it's done. And like that's something that like a kid me did that I'm super proud of all these years later. We can all do that, you know? We can all do that if we just set our minds to it. So that worked out pretty good. So this is, I don't know if anyone has any guesses of like where we're at right now. Or this is not necessarily a named area yet, but I'm just wondering if you guys can figure out what this is. If you can even see it. And I don't know if I'll confirm it in the chat, but I just want to see if you guys have any guesses. Oh, Chaotic Corpse Productions. Your Wi-Fi has been pretty bad this whole stream. Oh, sorry about that. Oh, thanks for hanging out either way. If I was genuinely casting someone to play Bullet Boy or Josh, I'd probably pick someone that wasn't a Spider-Man voice actor, as much as I'd like love to. Just because, I don't know, he's a different character, you know? He's got his similarities, like, don't get me wrong. Like, I know he's very similar in a lot of ways to a lot of these teen heroes. And, like, honestly, like, Will Friedle, who plays Terry in Batman Beyond, like, that would be, if I could, you know, he plays Radiant Black and some animated stuff and the audiobook stuff. I love his voice as Terry, so it would be like such a dream come true to have him play like a character like Josh. But you know, I don't know. I think I'd want someone new because he deserves a new role, like a new personality, something different, you know. Okay, let's see how we do this part. It can be kind of intimidating doing backgrounds because it's like the detail that I add has to stick around. So let's make sure we get it. Oops. Get it all in there. This is like a tricky part too, because I'm like trying to get it all. There we go. BJ Shorts, you were asking me a question. Let me see if I can scroll up and see what you were saying. Again, guys, I'm working on something, so I can't always see what you're saying. Yo, Coconut Monkey said, call his hideout the holster. That's pretty crazy. Bullet Cave. It's cool. W Stream, thank you so much. Drop a like. Can you see that? Oh, oops. Does it show you guys the likes right here, or is that like still right here on Shorts? I'm not sure. Which inspires you more, Marvel or DC? I used to be a Marvel kid growing up when it came to comics, because, you know, Spider-Man, and I would read a lot of Spider-Man comics, especially like the Adventures ones. But obviously, like the animated DC stuff just takes the cake, man. So like, obviously I talk about Batman Beyond all the time. I mean, you can't get me to stop talking about Batman Beyond. I love it. Just the style, the music, the characters, everything about it has like so influenced everything that I do. But that being said, there's only so much of it. So maybe that's partially why I try to work as much of it into my work as I can. Just like it's inspiration, I should say. I'm gonna try and do that. Whatever that is. Some interesting details. Is Andrew also helping me with Bullet Boy, or is it all me? Bullet Boy is an all me comic. Andrew and I have our hands full with Cameraman in the best way. I'm really having a great time working on that story. Got some really fun ideas I think you guys are gonna like. The end credits scene that we added to that comic, I think, is really like the cherry on top. And I think it'll hopefully tide you over until the next one, which I'm gonna try and work on pretty quickly too, guys. Comics is so fun. You just want to keep making them. But man, they're like little investments of like large periods of time. So like little investments of large periods of time. I'm not sure that makes sense, but you know what I'm saying? It's you love it. You love to do them because they're so fun when they're done and you have like a real story there. But there's a lot of work that goes into it. It's a lot. And for those of you guys who've done animation, I mean, imagine doing that but for the same scene, doing like a panel for the same scene like a million times. It's just really, really crazy. Will Bullet Boy ever get a sidekick? You know, that question comes around quite a bit, actually, and I don't know why. Because Bullet Boy is not like a front-runner character, in the sense that, like, I don't think he's, like, mature enough to have, like, or, like, he's not supposed to be, like, hype enough to have his own sidekick, like, or much less, like, the leadership abilities. He's not really like that kind of guy, but it's interesting to me that a lot of people think that he is. So I don't know. Is that why people ask that, you think? I'm not really sure why people ask, will Bullet Boy have a sidekick? I'm not really sure why they ask that, but let me know what you think. I don't even think about many superheroes that have sidekicks, like, anymore anyway. It was like a big thing at one point, but it's not like a thing anymore. That's probably not true. I'm probably wildly wrong about that, but like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not really a thing. Oh, if like mentor characters, what you mean? Yeah, like Hugh could be considered like he wouldn't be a sidekick, but he'd be like a mentor. I wonder if that's what people mean. He's like the Alfred, like very clearly the Alfred here. Y'all gotta have like an Alfred. thinking about trying to redraw that part here. Have I ever met PSM? No, I have not. PSM seems like a cool person, though. I like their YouTube channel. They got a cool, fun energy to it. And I like their the Spider-Man series that they're working on. It's really cool. Really ambitious stuff. Super talented person as well. Okay, so let's see. That's good for that. Is the music playing right now, like, legally? It sounds very familiar to another song. I'm just gonna go ahead and skip that. Someone asked earlier about, like, a mature themed series. And Crimson Cardinal is probably the closest thing. Maybe Crimson Cardinal and Hero X are, like, asking for a more mature story. Can't say whether or not I would, like, actually double down on making it mature. I might just try and go, like, right on the edge of what's considered, like, PG and, like, PG-13. I don't think language is, like, part of it. I don't think I would do, like, a lot of I don't think I would do language in the stories, but, like, the contents might be more mature, if you will. Ugh, I need to redo this. Hold on. Let's see. Original, before I learned the Crimson Cardinal and Aquaray, I thought Aquaray would be Human Torch, Double Boy's Peter Parker, and Crimson would be the Daredevil. Oh, that's kind of cool. Oh gosh, I messed this up. Hold on. Let's just drag this out here. Boom. This comic also moves pretty quick as well. As in, like, you'll be, I don't think you're gonna get bored. It's not like that there's a scene that goes on for too long. Which I think works in the favor of this comic, because we cover a lot of ground in it. But, like, it maintains that feel of the original comic, you know? that first comic was 12 pages, and by the end you have a fun little adventure and you're ready for the next one. And I think that's kind of how I want these ones to feel. You're ready for the next adventure as soon as it's over. And it's enough that I can get the story I want to tell on paper. And that's really exciting to me. Someone asked earlier, but I can say it again. I actually am using a custom brush, but it's a very simple brush. I think it's like literally like this as like a brush that I saved this image and I made it a brush. I like to use something that's like kind of flat and then like goes thinner as you draw another direction, like this. You know what I mean? It's like thicker on the way down and thinner on the way over. That's not a technical term, but it's the closest thing I can think of how to describe that. At least while I'm partially thinking about something else. Okay, so that's kind of cool. That all turned out really pretty good, actually. I'm not upset about this. Now, I am going to actually ask you guys, this is why it's super important that you're here, actually, because I have a lot of questions to ask you guys about, you know, your thoughts on something. And I'm going to try and be careful with my wording here, because I don't want to, again, I'm not trying to keep anything a secret with this comic, because I'm really just, I've told you guys most of everything. But there are fun little things that I think that will be fun to discover when you read it, the way it's intended. But also, I don't know, it's not that big of a deal. I think I might just ask you guys and leave out some details. So if you put it together, you put it together. But if you don't, that's fine. This, if you can make out what this is kind of a combination of the zero-G relay suits that his parents wear and the original Bullet Boy costume. And I'm trying to find a perfect balance of it because I want to make an homage to it. He wears it for a little bit in the issue. And he's also wearing a test suit, a test zero-G relay suit. And he wears that for a little bit. So what do you guys think of this? It's a little bit, it's not very cleaned up. I might remove this section here. Maybe we'll start cleaning it up and see what you think. But these eyes, like these goggles, this version of these goggles, people are gonna be like, oh my gosh, it's invincible. Oh my gosh. I'm just gonna be like, guys, it's an homage to, yes, it's an homage to Spider-Man. And it's an homage to the original Bullet Boy costume at the same time. And this is not the final suit, but this is what he would wear for a little bit. I do think there's a little bit too much on it. You're right. I think you are correct about that. So here's a better thing. I don't know. I'm trying to think about what I could say to explain this a little bit more. Yeah, the prototype costume. Yeah, that's a good way to put it, Iris. Let me really quick give you the up angle of my face as I move something really quick. I just want to like zoom out here and not show you all the pages. Check this out. This is going to be the best way to look at it. Check this out. What do you think about this as the prototype suit? Except I would probably change the goggles here to be more like the ones that you see in the other page. Yeah? It's supposed to look like a prototype suit. Yeah, and this is obviously like supposed to be a bit much. You know, it's not like the official suit. Yo, Ansel, thanks for the dub. Appreciate that. This is interesting. Okay. So between the other suit and this suit, you like this one better. Or sorry, no, you guys like the other one better? Interesting. It might end up being kind of similar. I might remove, because again, the point would be that like you'd remove these shoulder pads or you could put them on. You know, the shoulder pads are kind of like part of the suit. Let's see. I'm trying to read what you guys are kind of saying here. Give him a full mask cover hair. Could have a fun dialogue. I could see. It seems too permanent. Okay. Because the point is also to make an homage, again, to make an homage to the original Bullet Boy suit, in that it's mostly gray. We'll keep working on this. I think I'm gonna, again, I kind of have a better idea of how the whole thing's gonna work out. Here, let me switch to myself. Hang on a second. Let me switch back over to this. Okay. Yeah, so this is tricky. Maybe I'll come back to that. But I wanted this, it's important, I feel like, that this suit feels like a reference to the old suit, and also is a 0G relay prototype suit. So, anyway, that's all I'm going to say about that for now. And yes, I do see the comments about Invincible. There's nothing I can do about that right now. I'm doing my best to, yeah, the goggles here are very similar to Invincible, for sure. But I'm trying to make them look like the Spider-Man eyes that that Bullet Boy had originally, so... You know, that's kind of where we're at with it. So yeah, it's going to kind of resemble that. It's hard to do the sketch. The sketch always looks good, and then you're like, get into doing the... Oh, this music is so chill. Your line art is such a big part of your art. I assume doing it wasn't a big deal. Do you dislike doing it as much as the rest of us? It's kind of the most relaxing part, if you can call it that, but it also can be pretty stressful depending on what it is that I'm drawing, because like sometimes like I'm making final decisions at that point of like what the art's going to be. So, because that's like when it all counts, right? So it's just, it's hard. I think the sketching part is the most fun. Second is the line art itself, and then third would be the coloring. I don't really like coloring that much, but part of me finds it really important. So like, because it kind of makes or breaks the image that I see in my head anyway. So it's a tricky thing. Will there be any magic users in Bullet Boy? That's a good question. Maybe not magic in like the sorcery sense. Like I don't think I have any people like that right now. I would say more, but I think Crimson Cardinal is probably the closest that exists to that in this universe. And I think there's another character in Aquara, the land that I'll Aqua Ray's from that kind of has something like that, but not really like straight up magic, I don't think. Maybe it'll turn out to be magic. Maybe that'll be my magic character, but I don't know. I would love to explore more of Akora, but again, I'll probably wait till I have the chance to do the Aqua Ray comic, which I would love to do. Bullet Boy, it's got to start with Bullet Boy, though. It's all got to start with Bullet Boy. He's the one that kind of allowed this whole thing to get rolling, so... Gotta do him his due diligence here, guys. And guys, honestly, I'm gonna be so excited to like have you guys check this out. Like, it's gonna be so fun and satisfying, at least for me, to see that like transformation, you know? Like the old comic to the new one, it's gonna be really cool to see that transformation. And I think that like my goal is to make references to that original comic in ways that doesn't... You have to like look for them, you know what I mean? Things that feel similar but aren't similar in like the way that they actually happen. I'm being really vague on purpose, but... the comic's gonna be color. I don't care how much the comic's gonna be. Take my money. That's funny. It's gonna be like a couple bucks, or a few bucks anyway. I'm gonna try and make it pretty cheap. At least the digital version for sure. I'm sure I'll make this a physical as well, but we'll see. I'm not sure if I'm gonna kickstart it or what the deal is gonna be. Maybe it'll be like digital first, and then if it does really well, I'll make like physical versions of it. Because that would be cool. Or maybe I'll wait till there's like a lot of Bullet Boy comics, and then I'll put them all together. Who knows? Into like a book, you know? We're just dreaming here, guys. We're just dreaming here. But it's going to be a really interesting tell after Cameraman gets finished. And like that's been done, you know? That's like my first big adventure into printing. Call him Power Pope? I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I don't think that that's really the vibe here. Do you like X-Men comics? I want to like X-Men comics. I have not really read any, which is pretty crazy. Like, I really don't think I've actually read one X-Men comic. I've read like X-Men adjacent comics. Like comics that feature like a character from the X-Men in like a really roundabout way, but like I have not actually like... I have not. I did, do I have any X-Men comics? I don't think so. I don't think I do. Honestly, I think that for me, every time I pick up an X-Men comic, at least like the one that's like on the rack in the stores, like the art style never grabs me. Like I'm like, it's too realistic. But I think I'm just reading the wrong ones. Oh, also, guys, what happens when you leave, like, I'm asking, like, I really don't know, but, like, I kind of have an idea, but, like, so aside the heart reaction, like, what other reactions are there? I'm curious, like, so I just saw a couple hearts. And then, is there, like, are there, like, oh, there's laughing, 100%, the surprised party. That's kind of funny. Okay, so it's, like, a limited amount of things. 100 party. That's kind of funny. I think that's funny. Okay, so that's that. And then I think we're going to come back to this more challenging, difficult part of doing this. Making the panels in Procreate is pretty simple, actually. I just make a shape and then I kind of warp it. I could show you, but like... It's pretty simple. Like, I'm not even sure how it's going to work out in the long run, but I'm doing like this, and then I'm like filling it, and then I'm like grabbing the the corners and I'm like dragging them and then making them all kinds of weird shapes. And then I'm like drawing inside that shape, you know? And kind of layering it with everything else. So it's a little harder to, or it's, I should say it's rather easier to draw. This page is coming together pretty well, though. Is Bullet Boy Pro Gun? I would say no. He's as fast as a bullet. All right. Let's see if we can tackle this together, guys. And then I think we'll try and wrap the stream up. But this is going to be a challenge. All right, so you guys have seen what the zero-G relay suits look like that his parents wear. Do you think that Bullet Boy's prototype or like this like test suit would have this collar on it, you think? I'm not sure. Yeah, that sounds about right. I'm seeing a couple yeses. Cool. Yeah, it's a fun like nod. All right, let's just go for it. I think that what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go for it and draw what I kind of have drawn here. Why is that like weird? What? Oh, the color's gray. Okay. Also, guys, drop us a like if you're enjoying the stream. If you want to see more of these streams in the future. Because, like, I noticed that when I do these, the YouTube like algorithm is like confused whether or not they are good. Like, if people like them, you know. And to be fair, like this is very different from my other stuff. So I just wanted to be clear if you guys are enjoying it or not. Because I definitely want to keep doing them only if you guys enjoy them though. So. Can you tell us more about Aqua Ray? I want to know more about him. Yeah, I pretty much said everything about him that I've thought about so far in the video that he's in. But if you mean like how he kind of is as a character, yeah, he's a really funny character. I really wanted to like hint at the fact that he's like a big beach life kind of guy, like on the boardwalk anyway, and he's like really into all that. Like the food, the smells, the everything. And I think that like people would probably start to find him really funny. Like people would probably be like, oh, he's a weird like Atlantis guy, but he looks kind of weird and blue and he has these like weird fishnet hands, but you know, he's pretty chill. So they kind of like they stick with him, you know. And I think that the incident at the beach would kind of solidify that for him. Like at first they might be like, oh my gosh, what is that guy? But then they like see in like a strange turn of events, like humanity does not freak out on him. And they might just take him as kind of like an anomaly, you know? I'm not sure, because like people aren't really supposed to know about Aquara. Like he got in trouble with the people at Aquara because he went to the surface and he really wasn't supposed to do that. But he was able to help a lot of people in the process. And they're not going to follow him up there. So he can't really go home. He's like exiled a little bit. I'm seeing a lot of comments and questions about making a Bullet Boy movie or something, and I don't know if I could do that. Right now, the comics feel like the perfect format for him, honestly. Animation, maybe someday. I used to dream about what a Bullet Boy movie would be like, though. I made like a poster for it back in the day. It was like just his eyes and like the facial markings in the dark. It was really cool. But maybe someday. Maybe if someday if someone wants to work with me on a movie, big budget movie, that'd be pretty cool. Okay, excuse me. Got these like seasonal allergies or whatever. The tubes would be just for like charging. Again, this is kind of like the test suit. Yo, Xander, I've been wanting to draw manga. Do you have any tips? I do not have any tips for drawing manga. I definitely wanted to. I'm definitely like really inspired by the skills and abilities of mangaka. I love the series Bakugan, not Bakugan, wow, Bakuman. There's a lot of really interesting I don't know. I respect the art form quite a bit. In terms of how to make a mangaka, I don't really have any tips for you. I mean, I guess there's probably stuff that's similar to how you'd make a comic, but from what I understand, there are some differences. Probably the story style, like how the story is told, is probably the most different. Ooh, this is kind of interesting. Working the M in here for McKean. That's his last name. Yeah, that'd be like yeah, that's kind of interesting. I'm not sure if I'll do this, but White Manga on YouTube here has a really great channel all about that stuff. This like feels like really like prototypey. I don't know. Like it feels like really not Bullet Boy in a good way. Does that make sense? Like, I don't know. What do you guys think? Is this like kind of giving the vibe of like, yeah, that's not the final suit, but I see how he could get there from it, you know? Because you guys see what the actual suit looks like. Here, hold on. Let me bring it up. Yeah, Iris, you think so? Yeah, I think it's kind of funny. I don't know. I think it's kind of. I could see his parents being like, that looks kind of familiar." We do see his parents in this comic as well. They like leave for like a championship at the beginning of the comic, and things kind of go about as you'd expect when they leave. Are his parents neglectful? Not necessarily. You know, it's funny because, I mean, yes and no, but they actually leave for their championship, and they leave Hugh in control for the most part. And what was I going to say about that? Oh my gosh. I do keep that moment in from the original comic where His mom calls. So like they care. They're like calling in and making sure everything's okay. Have we had any super chats in the live stream? I don't think so. If we have, I'm sorry if I missed it. I don't think so though. Yesterday we had some. I remember Tomato's name. That was pretty funny. I like that name. Yo, you guys kind of rock with the suit a little bit? It's kind of fun. You know what's crazy? Like, people did not like... When I first started making the Bullet Boy videos on TikTok, I think it was, I was, like, just having fun with it. Like, I was just having fun revisiting. Like, I didn't think I was ever going to do anything with Bullet Boy again. And I was like, let me make some videos with this guy just to stretch my video making legs. I'd been on break from YouTube for a while. And people were like, I like the old suit so much better. And I'm like, what? People care about this kind of thing? And it was really funny. And this is kind of giving that same energy of like, oh, there's some things here that are kind of cool. Does Bullet Boy have the same personality as Deadpool? No, definitely not the same. I think they're both funny guys. I think he's more similar to like Spider-Man or somebody than like Deadpool's very crass and very like I don't think offensive is the word. In the comics he's like offensive, I guess, but like in the movies he's like, you know, just really edgy, I feel like. I don't know. I'm talking out my butt, I guess. I don't really know. I haven't read a lot of the Deadpool comics. Okay. I'm gonna do that. I'm liking how this turned out. I don't know. I'm here for it, guys. What do you think? I'm also really excited to I'm actually really excited to get this comic to my grandparents, who remember probably me working on Bullet Boy stuff a lot as a kid, and be like, look how far I came. I did a lot of cool stuff with that character that probably seemed like just a thing I was doing at the time, you know? It's kind of how a lot of this stuff went for people that knew me, probably. I don't know. Maybe it seemed really obvious. Yeah, I don't know. I'm into this. Spencer Dilling writes, are you going to have your comic available to buy physical copy after the Kickstarter campaign? Yes. Once all of the Kickstarter people have gotten their orders, or I've shipped them all out, I should say, my goal is going to be to put them on my store. Yeah, dude, this turned out pretty fun. I like how this looks. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I don't know, guys. This is really... I'm excited right now, okay? I'm excited. And I want to thank you guys for, like, being in the stream. Like, it's really fun to have you guys coming through here and making the journey worth it, you know? I guess I'd be doing it anyway, but it's fun to, like, I don't know, be doing it with you guys. BJ Shorts, hi, donated 20. Oh, cool. Did you super chatted it here? I'll have to check the chat really quick. Sorry, sometimes I miss stuff. Xander, in your opinion, who would win, Bullet Boy or the Flash? Oops, I should probably be going a different direction with this selection. I gotta pay attention. Definitely the Flash. I haven't really figured out how fast Bullet Boy is, and that's like a big thing, I think, if you're like power ranking superheroes. But, you know, I think people are like, oh, it's the Flash. But I'm like, guys, the Flash? Or like, Speed Force, all this stuff. I'm like, guys, I don't, like, in my mind, he's just really fast. Like, I think, I'm trying to think of like how I would describe it. But like, probably similar to like the Dash from Incredibles. You know? Like, I don't know how fast Dash from the Incredibles is. I don't know if we've power scaled him. But, you know, it's just super speed. You know, that's kind of the vibe. You know, it's not really that crazy yet. There's so many undiscovered things about this world. He could be as fast as the Flash at some point, but there's also a lot to how he became a superhero in the first place that it's not like something crazy. I don't know. Let me see. Hey, it's nice to see how you approach your artwork. I do want to see more streams. Thank you, Iris. Hey, yo, so whatever happened to the suit with the black on it, the one you showed at the end of the first video you made of him? That was like the MCU style Bullet Boy suit. And it probably would be like a really cool look for a future appearance or something. Like if there was a story set in the future. I do have like a 2099 Bullet Boy kind of design. At that point, I guess he would be called something else. I've been thinking about names for him. Caliber is one of them, but I'm sure that's taken. But as a kid, like, I had stories for him, like, going as far as, like, he's got a kid and, like, he's married and stuff. But, like, I'm not ready to kind of talk about all that stuff yet. Guys, that is this page. I'm really stoked with how this turned out. I'm really happy with it. Thank you guys for joining me on this. I'm not done just yet. I think I'm gonna like try and do a couple little more details here and there. But yeah, this has been a really great stream. I didn't think I was actually gonna get this far tonight, and I got to do some Etsy order stuff too. I mean, come on, guys, we got a lot done tonight. We should be proud of ourselves. And honestly, this is a cool concept too, because you can also be working on your stuff too. I don't know. Like, this is really fun. I'm really enjoying doing this with you guys. Because this is like for you at the end of the day as well. Like, it's for the community. I'm really like doing this, like thinking about what it's going to be like for all of us to check this out. You know, I'm really excited about it. And it kind of gets me through some of the more difficult parts of doing this. Same with Cameraman, honestly. Both have really like satisfying personal things that encourage me to do it. But obviously, just knowing I have your guys' support and you guys are really into, you know, the story and the character. You know, you guys all get that too. Xander, I think your comic hobby is cool. I kind of got back into comics watching you. Sweet. Will there be a Bullet Boy action figure line? I don't know. I would love if there was, but at this point there is not, and Hasbro has not called me yet. Hasbro has not hit me up, but if they did, that'd be awesome. Can you imagine Bullet Boy comic? Bullet Boy. Can you imagine Bullet Boy comic? Can you imagine Bullet Boy action figures? Come on, man. Like, we would be so in business. I feel like I could probably get a plush made or something. That'd be really cool. But it's hard to say. What is this, like, Panera Bread music right now? Not that I'm mad, but it's, like, very, like, jazzy. Okay. Get PSM to help you with the movie. That would be a perfect idea. Oh, if he was like to animate it, that'd be cool. I've never met the guy, but I like his channel, and every once in a while his stuff comes up on my feed. Let me know in the chat, guys. Are you guys working on your own comics? La la la. Let's see. Just checking some stuff on my feed here. So there's that. And his hair will go like this a little bit more when you can see that. His hair will be more like this when he's running, but like when he's like Josh, his hair is like not crazy like that because he's not running. But yeah, this is really crazy looking. I like how this turned out. Okay. Okay, well, let's see. Let's see if I can do anything else before heading out tonight. We streamed for 109 minutes. You think we can get 300 likes, guys? I'll answer some questions with the remaining amount of time that we have tonight. I'm gonna just like turn this around and talk to you guys like this. I'm really happy with the work that we got done. I'm also like super zoomed up. I want to be like a little bit further away. 300 likes. Can we do that, guys? What do you think? So that was page 6. And then I'm probably gonna do the next page is probably I'm gonna try and get the next 2 or 3 pages done this weekend. We'll see. Maybe I'll do another stream, but I'm not sure. That was a lot of work, I felt like, and we got it done. So can we get to 300 likes? I don't know if we can do it. But there are enough of us in here. I think we could probably figure it out. But either way, it's just so awesome having this time with you guys. Do you have any advice on making these kinds of things? Yeah, I got some. I want to put a lot of it in my video talking about making this comic. I'm gonna try and make one about writing. Well, okay, so I'm gonna try and make one about like where to start, getting some like general stuff out of the way, like what characters you want to have in your story, how to figure out what the general story is going to be, like kind of the outlining process, and then like that'll kind of lead into, or maybe that'll start the video about the writing, and then I think I'm going to do a video about how to write that comic and prepare it for thumbnailing, and then I think I'm going to make a thumbnailing video and kind of show, maybe writing and thumbnailing will be like in a similar video since they're kind of like, or in the same video since they're kind of simultaneous. For me anyway. I do like a lot of my stuff visually, but I kind of know the main points, so I kind of just imagine how it flows. Truth be told, I need to write some of the dialogue. I need to write the dialogue for this. I have an idea of what people are going to say in each thing, so I have to do all that. But also, I didn't check to see if someone super chatted. I need to double check that because I want to thank you if you did. Where is it? But yeah, so then I would do writing and thumbnailing, which makes this whole process a lot easier. And then drawing, coloring, and then like lettering would be a thing, and then like getting it done and all that would be really cool as well. Okay, no, I think we're good. I don't think we did. I don't think we got any super chats. Cool. All right, I just want to make sure I didn't miss anybody. Let's see, what else we got? What else was I got? Oh, I was going to show you the before and after for this one. Like yeah, so check this out. Okay, I'm going to take this off the stand here for a second. So this is the iPad, of course. That is the original sketch, like the thumbnail I did for this page. And that's the after. Guys, how crazy is that? Yeah, I don't know. I'm really happy with how this turned out. But so there was 3 steps to that, and I'll talk about this in the sketch. This is like some Panera Bread music right now. Let's change this up. Can we get something? Okay. All right, this is a little better. I did a rough thumbnailing phase based on like the short description I have of what needs to happen in the page, and then I do like rough sketches of like kind of what I want the final drawing to look closer like, and then I can know word good, and then I do the final line art, which you guys saw here tonight. Then you got to do the shadows and the colors. That's gonna be fun. That's gonna be fun to figure out. So, looking good, brother. Thank you. Thanks, D. Shadow the Changing. I like your beard a lot. Thank you, guys. Wow. Are you a Ben 10? I am not a Ben 10, but I'm a Ben 10 fan. You guys know me. I'm trying to think if there's anything cool to tell you guys about. So, the way I see it, you guys are all hanging out here for the channel. We're gonna try and get to 300 likes. We'll see if we can do it. But I'm thinking the next video is going to be about the villains. I'm thinking about doing a video that has all of the shorts that I've made in one video, like one long form video, but I don't know, because some people do that. Some people put like all of the shorts on their channel like in one longer video, but I also don't want that to ruin like the playlists, so I'm not sure. So I'm not sure about that. So I'm gonna do the heroes video, I'm gonna do the villains video. Maybe I'll do a video that combines both of the videos so you can watch them side by side. I don't know. And then next will be like, I'll end the villains video talking about how I'm going to work on the comic, and I'm going to talk to you guys about that process. And then hopefully at some point during that process, I will have the cameraman comic physically, and I'll make a video about that, unboxing it, because guys, that's going to be crazy. That's going to be really fun when we get to that. Also, guys, let's get I forgot what I was going to say. Let's get to the 300 likes. Drop a like, and we can get out of here. No, I'm just kidding. We can. That's gonna be really awesome. Because last stream we got 200. So, anyway, for those of you guys who weren't here, I'm gonna show you this. I have a bunch of these. I have 50 of these. Oh, it's clear I need to stop. But this Bullet Boy thing, Bullet Boy print, and I have a bunch of signatures on here. I was testing out the marker that I was going to use, and it's like a mirror marker, so it kind of is like super reflective. I'm not sure if I would sign like my shorter initial or my longer name. Not sure, but yeah, this turned out really cool. I'm gonna see if I can like show it to you. That shows the light. Anyway, I think it's great. I think it's really cool. And this is the one. So this is the one I personally printed myself, 11 by 17 size. I can actually print these myself. And then on my YouTube store, like probably the one that you see on this video right now. Where is it? Oh, it's right here. The video, I'm gonna try and like make it less dusty. It's been sitting over here. This is like this is the size of the one you get on YouTube, and it looks really good. And Diamond Dart's in a different pose, just because I think I wanted it to fit better. Can I maybe like let me turn on a light really quick? Yeah, let's do this. Is this gonna work? I'm trying to like prop this up. Okay. Nope. That's yeah, that's gonna be better for looking at the colors here. Check it out. This is the poster that you see like on YouTube right now. Looks pretty good. And then I'll do it side by side, I guess. This is like the differences here. So this is like the one that I have personally printed with my signature on it. This will probably be on my Etsy store or on my or on my personal website, like XanderFlicks.com. And this will be on like, this is on YouTube all the time. So yeah, pretty cool. I don't often get the chance to show these off, so I just wanted to show them to you guys. But I'm really happy with them. I'm also probably gonna get the Hero Assembly one in this size as well. Really happy with how this turned out. Or, hold on. So I have a bunch of these smaller ones that I want to sign and send to you guys. So we'll see about that. And then, let's see. I'll get this, I have my cameraman charm. I don't know where he went. Thanks so much. Can I get this open? Am I like, how do I do this? Okay. 270 guys. Look at this. I am like really, like look at this guy. It's a nice like keychain, and there's like a plastic thing on this that to protect it while it's until I'm like ready to put it on something. But like yeah, this turned out really cool. I love this keychain. Cameraman running. I love it. So the people that got these on the Kickstarter are gonna get those at some point. And I already showed these earlier to those of you who were at the beginning of the stream. I just want to show you. Oh, cameraman looks so good. Thank you. This is. Start with cameraman himself here. It's not gonna focus, is it? Here, let me do the blogger thing. Does that actually work? No, I don't think it does. But you see him. And my friend David Jameson did this, and they look really good. I'm really happy with how they turned out. Is this gonna focus? Nope, it's not. That's okay. And then we got green screen. It's just not not showing too well. And then you got Blue Star. It's holographic, super shiny. Really happy with that. And then the prints. I'll show you guys the prints one more time before we get up. But let's get 300 likes. I think we can do it. Blue Star. This is the movie that they're making. Let me start with this. Hold on. These are 5x7. Pretty nice prints. These are going to be coming with the variant covers if you were supported the Kickstarter. We got Cameron. Here, hold on. I made a video about all the characters from the Cameraman comic on my YouTube channel, but got Cam, Green Screen, Director Lorik, Pyro, Korea, and Blue Star. And then George Combadais, he did a variant cover for issue 1 as well. Cameron filming the Blue Star movie. So that's really cool. And I like it's got like a little like XanderFlicks logo like in the corner there. And then this is like a poster for the movie. If you were seeing it and everything's backwards, I guess, but anyway. Very cool. Guys, we were not able to make the 300, unfortunately. 300, I almost said 300,000. 300 likes. But I appreciate you guys hanging out. This has been really fun. I'll see you guys later. Check out my most recent video. Got another video on the way soon. Clearly I'm working on this. Maybe I'll do another, maybe do another live stream this weekend. We'll see. We'll see. All right, guys, take it easy.